Martinez, the first opponent, will then take on the winner of Jim Williams or John O'Shea. You will see all of the matches on this board, on this stream.
118.
See which of the 8 on it get through to the last 16. Chisnall comes back, he'll be able to consider not going the 18s route, doesn't need to bother with the bullseye.
134.
Yeah, you just get the sense that Chizzy's just in his own, doing his own thing. It's a bit like a... I mean, this is good. This is excellent.
Shot.
And Chizzy didn't need to go up with that treble 18, as Chris was alluding to there, but...
Yeah, and yesterday I think we only lost 6 seeds in the first round. That's quite a low number. All of the big boys gearing up for the big tournaments, it seems.
Yeah, I think that's very relevant as well. You can clearly see they're very sharp and getting themselves ready for the World Grand Prix. That's where they want to be.
99.
And they're using this week just to get them in great shape. It's Tony Martinez. A look at tops here. This will be for an 11 darter.
Game shot.
Smooth as silk from Martinez. Jeffrey just 89.
And Michael van Gerwen has also been taken right to the end. He's 4-4 with Ricky Evans. 5-4 up now. MVG's just won
80.
The 9th leg of that match.
What a last dart that was from Tony after the Robin Hood. Most players would have gone down to the 19s there. That was a classy dart.
Double 11.
73.
Close, but not close enough. Martinez has a chance to break here.
Yeah, he has options again on 115. Players will go down the 19s to start because it does leave 96 if you miss, so it's still possible with treble 20. Again, 2 wires, that'll frustrate. No reaction.
99.
They were well thrown darts, but a chance for Chizzy for 5-2.
We would imagine it'd be a 3. And it is for 2 4s.
Game shot.
Nicely done, Chisnall. Almost there now.
Yeah, he just thought there he was going to go the trebles, but obviously if he can stay there in the treble 19s, it would have left 32, but he still leave it very, very
95.
handy. You can just see sometimes you can walk to the hockey and just as you're about to throw, you change your mind.
Well, he might just persevere there for the next visit as well.
Yeah, interesting. Chizzy's fancied
92.
Double 18, so he has the option of staying on the 18s here. So once again, he'll make that decision as he goes, but he's gone your route. Another one of them. A single 19 is what he's looking for. Oh, change your mind.
Game shot.
Well, it was a good change of mind in the app for Chizzy. He's the #1 seed and he looks in really good shape at the moment. He wasn't here yesterday, Chizzy. For Tony Martinez, there was some real promising moments there, but he's the type of player you want to be. I don't think he's looked at a ranking table in his life. He just sees the next start, the next game, and what will be, and it's a wonderful attitude to have.
But there have been occasions where maybe looking at a ranking table would have been beneficial because he would have gone to the event that would have qualified him for another event.
Hence, I've put a couple of negatives out there, which is tough for me to do. I mean, that is my best mate in darts there, who's throwing his darts.
96.
While I've got this mic while I've got this mic in my hand.
Yeah, he's having it all his own way at the moment. That big bust, that
96.
From the Joker. And Williams waltzes into a 4-leg lead. Yeah, nicely put, and he's having a wonderful time of it in that game against Kenny. One Welshman 4-0 down, this Welshman 4-0 up. And looking to fill it up.
180.
You've done this before. It's a second there to Jim Williams, and you can just see the frustration. It's tough. You know, I'm feeling every dart for John O'Shea at the moment. His passion.
100.
It's fantastic. He's so warming. Give me the biggest of hugs yesterday when I walked in. You just want the good guys to do well, but you can just see Jim just chatting to himself.
140.
That's a good sign. He's in a real good zone right now.
Yeah, the aforementioned Grundy has made it 5-0 against Nick Kenny. Another Northeast ace. Ryan Joyce is also 5-0 up. He's playing Cam Crabtree, one of the top-up players from the Challenge Tour. One of the players chasing Christian Kist, actually, for a tour card. Now then, for 5-0 to Williams.
Game shot.
made to look easy at the moment by Jim Williams, who's sending out a message again.
He might lose the enjoyment side of things there. Right now, who am I to argue? 114 average yesterday, averaging well over 100 here for a guy who sees it as hobby. So I can see both sides of it. And I wouldn't, you know, he's his own man. He's got good people around him. But just great to see this.
Yeah, certainly seems to be enjoying himself here.
140.
Absolutely stunning stuff from Jim Williams in this match. Looking to complete the job.
60.
6-0.
Yeah, and it's 2 darts, a double 12. And it's a whitewash win for Williams. An outstanding performance against a luckless John O'Shea. Just things don't go right at the moment for John.
Oh, here we go, here we go. Carry on, he's missed.
100.
After 4 perfect darts, and it looked like a perfect one. Begging to be joined.
100. $140.
You get to a stage where Steve Beaton will be thinking, yes, I averaged just shy of 100 and lost 6-1. I could win this game, where I'm averaging a lot less than that.
78.
It's just about playing that opponent and getting over the line, because once you get by this first round, the games look easy with darts like that. It's a beautiful 11 darter from the bronze Adonis.
Dylan Slevin 5-1 up on Callan Ridge.
Yeah, my eyebrows are raised because Callan's playing fantastically well at the moment. To see him averaging 82 in that game and Dylan doing a real proper job on him.
Chris Dobie, who left Barnsley,
135.
was taken straight to Newcastle to watch them beat Manchester City last night.
131.
Back in Barnsley, but finds himself behind to Simon Whitlock, 4-3, despite an average of 103. By the way, that's an excellent sort of changing of the guard 59. In this leg from Steve Beaton. Back-to-back 2 treble turns to leave him on tops. Now 10s. And again, double 5, a target that's played a big part in this match, but it's not found, and Fulwell could go level.
Yeah, Nick didn't watch any of them darts going in there. You say, be looking at this double 12. Once again, he just looks scrappy on the doubles, doesn't he?
72.
The composure seems to go when he's on that outer ring there. Chances again for Beaton. He's been here on this double 2.
So then, Steve Beaton has got a couple of visits here.
80 scored, yeah. 140.
It's a lovely visit, a lovely tee up for Beaton to return and finish a job.
Yeah, winning setup, you feel. Nick is really struggling in this leg.
95.
Just to make Steve think. Double 4 for Beaton.
4.
Well, both players have had bother on the outer ring. Is Nick Fulwell going to have more trouble? Will he even get to the outer ring? The answer is no. And Steve Beaton
81.
will surely now slam the door shut in the face of Fulwell.
That's tricky. And that's no dramas in the end for Steve Beaton, but he did have his own trials and tribulations against the luckless Nick Fulwell, who's having his own issues and problems on the dartboard right now, but Steve Beaton does get over the winning line in the end.
Yeah, often a camera angle can be slightly misleading, but that dart there that looks like it's flat, maybe even standing up slightly, is actually dangling down towards the floor. A south pointing angle, and that is exactly why what Glenn just said is the case for Veenstra. He can just lay him on top of the dart, but one above the treble is tricky for him.
Yeah, I was reminds me of the Barney Taylor final going into the where he hit the 25 and Barney just said, no, leave it in please and I'll just sit on top of it. Richard Veenstra at 101. Rapid. Joe Cullen looked terrific at the early part. Barney was brilliant yesterday. Callan Ridge is in the form
100
to win these tournaments, and the ASP sat in 90th place going into the Players' Championship before play yesterday. And sometimes you've got to manage your diary correctly, and I looked at that thinking he's putting pressure on himself to get into the top 64 over the next 7 Players' Championships, and No problem at all for Richard Veenstra right now.
Game shot.
And that is what you call the bull. That was plumb centre. 74 left, so the options here, you can stay there or treble 14. Decides to stay, but when your luck's out, it just kisses out of the treble. Chance for Veenstra for the match.
92.
Well, don't hit a 1 or a 5 and you're good, mate. Hit that instead.
64.
But it doesn't end yet.
Well, we did talk about the fighting qualities of Darius. He's one of them players, he's every dart, he gives 100%. You have to see him off.
27.
But he can't see that off. Richard returns, and it's victory for Veenstra. A 6-2 success over Darius Labanauskas, who wasn't really at the race for much of the match and hasn't been for much of the season. It's a flying start for Veenstra.
Jim Williams had a whitewash win over John O'Shea, averaging once again over the 100, this time 102.48, so there's all the ingredients to be
100.
A fantastic tussle. That's awkward for treble 19. He just has a little look at Jim Williams' score. Part of you is hoping that Jim's not on a finish, so he's going to have to go for this treble 19. That was always going to be tough. That leaves 70. You see the frustration there.
48.
But he's laid up. Well, it's giving Jim a chance on this 1-2-1. He'll have to go down to treble 17. He gets it for the bull.
Game shot.
And he smacks that right bang in the middle. A 12 darter and a breaker throw. Chizzy sort of like bends one like a free kick in the top corner. There's no power, just caresses that dart in. And that's a stellar return. Another maximum for Chizzy, second of the match. Would be for a holder throw, but it would get him back in this game, and all Jim can do is put some pressure on the 70.
71.
And does that very, very nicely. Big moments for Chizzy very early in this match. Just the one dart at tops with the opponent sat on a double.
50.
Doesn't go on a chance for Jim Williams to really take control of this match. Double 18.
Game shot.
He's looking good to take this all the way. So good on the 19s. So good. 84 left. So option of treble 20 or treble 16.
125.
To leave double 18. Chizzy is flying right now. And Jim will be frustrated with a big score here because where were they? In the middle of the leg.
100.
Chance for Chiz to take it all the way.
Game shot.
In a game like this, you just feel it deserves to go the distance.
$35.
Wow. So typical of Chizzy. 126. All you're thinking about is the 19s. The steam will be coming out the ears of Jim Williams, and all he can do is stand back and watch. Chizzy's done this a million times. Job done. He'll stay there for double 6. Look at the smile from Williams.
114.
And I think Chizzy thought that was in. The first dart is nasty here. You might see him stand back. He goes straight for it.
No score.
Has the chance for Williams gone? Chizzy just taking his time, getting his breathing right. Double 6. And the number 1 seed,
and the match.
He survives a scare. It was a fantastic game. That's so many ups and downs.
136.
164 for Stevie B.
60.
And that good setup play from Veenstra gives them a chance. And these are the types of finishes, if you have aspirations of winning these tournaments, as you looked at treble 17 for double 16.
Game shot.
And see the motion he played in. It was all so seamless, so fluent, so fluid. I was about to say, Steve Beaton looking good to reduce the deficit. Richard Veenstra just putting his head above the parapet and saying, I'm still here. Should go treble 18.
83.
Now 91 is certainly not a gimme. Richard Veenstra will be thinking if he can set this up nicely, and of course he does.
177.
Well, not just nicely. That's outstanding. A lot of pressure now. You can see Stevie Beaton's reaction to that.
It's 8 scored.
Can't be done. Richard Veenstra was second
50.
best in this leg. And he's seconds away to take a 4-0 lead.
Game shot.
And 4-0 it is. He's so angry right now that he's 4-0 down.
60.
But he hasn't left the finish, but he can set it up. You don't often see Stevie so unruffled.
47. 140.
That's the area that must please Richard Veenstra the most in this match. Once again, his setup play has been dynamite. Beaton's going to get a dart at tops. And that's all he needs, the one dart. That is why he's such a fantastic player. Just give him one chance, he'll still be frustrated. Some real big hitters, some real good games coming up in the last 32.
130.
Richard Veenstra to be one of those players. Once again, Steve Beaton's left a bogey on 162. You can leave it, you might go in the centre of the board.
58.
Is that enough? Richard Veenstra, 1-2-2 for the match. He'll stay there.
54.
Still in the balance this leg. Double 16.
72.
For Richard Veenstra, 68. He's going to get 2 darts at a double or just the one? Just the one. It's a match dart, and it's only the one that he needs. That was a quality performance from Richard Veenstra. Very, very cool, calm and collected from the silky smooth man from Holland. Ryan Searles halfway through his game. Just a mere 118 averages he's having against Owen roll-offs. And he's leading that game 4-2. But some terrific matchups. Stephen Bunting, who's been absolutely
59. Tremendous
the past couple of days. Just 100 plus average after 100 plus average. He takes on Gary Anderson. Michael Van Gerwen in the early stages with his Premier League play in Chris Dobie. So we'll keep an eye on that game.
100.
So chance for 11 darter for Chizzy. And really take the early ascendancy in this game. It's the perfect dart you would feel, but the eye line tells you he had to move across the hockey. The winner of this game of Dave Chisnall, Richard Veenstra, will take on either James Wade or Stephen Burton. Stephen Burton's putting himself in a fantastic position for possible qualification of the Players' Championships. He's the one, if he can get a couple of more wins, he would enter the fray.
55.
The scoring power here of Chizzy is really evident. And I will go back to that previous match where he thought he was out.
105.
Match starts against him. Jim Williams looking so good, just tightened up right at the end. And Chizzy will feel he's on a bit of a free roll now, and that makes him very, very dangerous.
60.
For his second 11 darter.
Game shot.
He likes that double 4, doesn't he? He was actually thinking about the 25 there when the ball went in, if you're wondering why he sort of stopped, because he could have gone back up for the treble 20.
180.
Richard Veenstra matches him in the 180 stick, 6 in this game. Yeah, that second, that was too good to move. 2 darts away for Chizzy. A bit of magic needed from Richard Veenstra. Well, that's a good start. It was such a good dart. He decided 98. To stay there. But chance for Dave Chisnall. Going to get 2 match darts. Tops for Chiz.
Game shot.
Such a polished performance from Dave Chisnall. A big 6-1 victor over the very impressive Richard Veenstra. He just didn't come out the traps, did Richard. Doth you Hatton just say well done to your opponent there? So I don't think there's any real hangover. Interesting that he didn't play yesterday, and yet he's playing today because he's had this little bit of an injury at the sort of the back of the neck, isn't it, Dan, where he's been suffering?
Well, I bumped into him this morning.
Not too hard, I hope.
100.
Well, I shook his hand. I don't think I hurt him in then. I'll just come back to that because Ross Smith has 115. He's now got 58. Tops for a 15 darter. And it's very nicely taken, and that's what major champions do. Yep, it's an incredibly psychological sport, is darts. Got the first player through to the quarterfinals, and that's Chris Dobie. Average 102 in a 6-1 win against Ryan Searle. Gary Anderson's a leg away, averaging 107.36. I know we made predictions yesterday. I'm almost leaning towards Gary Anderson at the minute.
Just remind me of Gary in the next leg as we watch the conclusion of this leg, because this is a real pivotal moment here, you feel. Luke Humphries doesn't look himself at the moment.
96.
How aggressive? Is he going to go straight for this double 19? Of course he is. What a couple of days for Christian Kist. What a story. 19s for Ross Smith. Another one would be nice. Single leaves the biggest.
134.
The champagne finish, but as Luke Humphries got his number, it's 118.
94.
Thought for a second that just snuck in. Maybe an argument to go treble 16 and bull, but Humphries very comfortable finding his way through.
He did say Ross is good on the bull. He's going to need it. Treble 19 first, though. Doesn't get that chance. Advantage Humphries. Can he really take
92?
Get the grips of this game.
Champagne on ice. Couldn't take out 132. Humphries with the more routine task of double 12, and he's 1 leg away from victory. Should get 1 match dart. It'll have to be won at tops.
56.
Luke Humphries can't get over the line, and he offers Ross Smith an olive branch.
I think he thought that was in as he let go of that with his hand alignment. I think he thought, once again, Ross Smith just looking back. Both players haven't felt comfortable in this game, and because of that, if Ross Smith is watching that back, that's a lot to do with the distraction, whatever's affecting him.
Just inside, and again.
No score.
Well, it hasn't been vintage from Humphries here, and the raise of the eyebrows once again from Ross Smith, because he expected to shake Luke's hands at that point. And when opportunity knocks, when you're playing Luke Humphries, the number 2 seed, you've got to take your chances. Earlier, I said he's so good on the bullseye. Boy, does he need it now.
60.
Humphries offered another chance. It's got to be this time. He does get it this time. It was not a vintage performance from Luke Humphries, but he's done enough to get the job done over Ross Smith.
180.
Anderson smashes in a maximum to make it 1 apiece in the 180 count.
$90.
It really has been an astonishing few days for Gary Anderson. If you think purely in terms of the numbers, that was only just in the 8.
Game shot.
That was well in tops, though. And there's none of it here.
180.
11 dart potential. And Chris Dobie is in danger of being blown away.
137.
Double 18.
Game shot.
Clinical. Double break of throw. And treble 19 would have left double 19.
48.
Bit of a slip, but doesn't look like it's going to matter much at this stage.
140.
Double 8.
59.
Now that's a slip that might matter. Single 18. Down for double 16. And Kist is back in this game.
$171.
Might have to take out the champagne shot because Gary Anderson is going to fill it up again.
180.
There's one. Oh, it bounces out. To be fair, I don't think it was in the bull. Looked to me like it was hitting the 25.
60.
And it's a shame because the first one was such a good guide. Yeah, it was definitely hitting the 25. Well, he could see the funny side of it, but he won't be seeing the funny side of this. Double 18.
Game shot.
Top corner. It is vintage Gary Anderson.
$97.
Seen Luke Woodhouse pin this today on the other streaming board. It's not going to go for Dobie.
57.
Treble 19. I thought that was going to go then. I thought he was going to end in splendid style. Well, he's done this already, Dobie. It's going to have to be a different route. It's not going to go.
54.
12 for tops. Oh, 20 for double 16. He tends to do that these days. He tends to win a lot of darts matches as well, because Gary Anderson is showing signs of getting back to his absolute best. Yeah, it's an unlikely burgeoning rivalry / bromance that Chiz and Humphries have got.
40.
Are good pals. Humphries Anderson is 2 apiece, by the way.
44.
Both players averaging around the 111, 112 mark. That's the standard that they set. Now, Chisnall doesn't need to go 11 for bull. He goes 25 and hits double 18. It's sometimes a risk to go that route.
In again.
140.
Really
133.
nice position for Dave Chisnall to stay ahead. Kist has left the big one just in case. It's tops for Chisnall. And that looks like a very good guide.
36.
Able to use it though.
Oh, surely not. Bullseye for Kist. Is there anything this man cannot do this weekend?
And he won that title at the first attempt. For Dave Chisnall, his appearance in a Lakeside final was the first of a big run of major defeats in money matches, the big ones. But you just get the sense that this year could be the year. Oh,
no score.
But this leg could be the leg that Dave Chisnall caused his own downfall. That's a big mistake, busting the score.
105.
You can't get the baby fish to match the big fish. And Chisnall has another chance. And rather sensibly, I think he's just taking his time.
Should have been going for a double here. He might not even get a go at a double. Treble 16 is the choice. This is Dave Chisnall at his brilliant best. He got himself into that mess, and he got himself out of it.
$134.
He's already hit 170. He could hit 161. Maybe just too much to ask for. We're getting a bit too greedy.
Yeah, threatened it. Really tidy leg of darts. Every single score until now in 3 figures in this leg.
Game shot.
And Dave Chisnall does it.
To break the throw and to have the darts in what could be the last leg. Gets the treble.
Well, that suggests that he can't see much. That his big yellow flight must be blocking the big red double.
Well, the camera's doing a lot of work now.
100.
Well, in fairness, he was throwing the dart from about 12 yards away.
A reprieve for Christian, but it will just be the 1 dart at double. This must go in, and it hasn't gone in. And you now fear the worst for Christian Kist. A clear sight this time for Dave Chisnall. Double 10 to move to the brink of victory. Takes his time, takes aim, and takes it out.
Shot.
And Dave Chisnall is a leg away. But he might need to win a last leg decider.
140.
Even the 140, although it does get him ahead, it doesn't get him ahead far enough that Christian Kist has it taken out of his hands in this leg.
140. $80.
Double 12. And we are entering a last leg decider of Seed 1 and Seed 2 meeting.
$180.
When it matters, when it counts, Dave Chisnall so often delivers. And he might be about to deliver a blow to a Dutchman. What a couple of days he's had. There's another to go as well. Let's not be surprised if Christian Kist is a contender again tomorrow. But in terms of today, it's double top for Dave Chisnall.
21.
Hasn't found it yet, but it does look like it is going to be the top 2 seeds in the final.
Kist had to fill it up just to give himself a smidgen of a chance. Double 10 now for Dave Chisnall. And it is a seeding 1-2 in the final of Players' Championship 23.
Yeah, and what was very noticeable there was the respect. Just a little tap on the shoulder from Luke Humphries and to Chizzy as he approaches first start there, because they know they're embroiled in a real rivalry at the moment, but you know, there's a lot of respect there, a lot of dignity, a lot of integrity, but the niceties are over now, and now it's about a potential 15 legs of blistering darts.
Game shots.
Blistering indeed. 11 darts is all that's needed for Dave Chisnall.
That's everything you'd say. Chizzy's unorthodox. You know, the way I want to see a dart thrown is not the way Chizzy throws.
56.
So it just takes it out the window that, you know, having the smartest throw is not always the best. You've got to have your own personality up there. And right now
97.
It's a very early chance, and it could be something special or magic that separates these two. And these types of finishes that Chizzy's going for now, albeit I hate this way.
Double 19 though.
Prove me wrong. Prove me wrong, Chiz. What do I know? That's why you're in the comms box, Durrant, and I'm hitting double 19 to lead 2-0. That double 5, because all of a sudden Humphries is thinking, I'm going to get another chance. And in a wacky way, hitting that dart in the last dart can feel better. Chizzy is on fire.
140.
Well, the last time they played in a Pro Tour final, Luke Humphries
105.
went 7-3 up. Chiz then won 4 legs on the bounce, and somehow Humphries kept his cool to, I think it was a 13-darter he struck in the final leg to take the title.
For a moment there, I thought Chizzy had mid-counted, which double A to get back into this.
72.
There were tentative darts at the double A, and that's what tension can do, even to the very, very best. He had an attempt at the 9 in the previous leg, and this 36 is for a 10-darter.
Surely now. And another one, last dart in hand.
It's the feeling that's going through his body right now. Like I said, that the room is empty, it's silent.
74.
It's always a good sign when you see that arena so quiet. And he's just akin with himself. He's just knows that title is just moments away from him. And there's no better feeling in the world. He looks at treble 19, leaves 72. He could go double-double.
Yep. Of course he goes double-double.
$180.
And that's the brilliant best of Luke Humphries. It's like a rolling motion down. The first dart is so key to Luke Humphries. The second and third are just like they're on a piece of string. Seamless.
59.
The best players make this sport look so incredibly easy.
180.
There we go again.
$174 would be nice.
140.
Now it's a decision to be made on the 94. He's gone aggressive. And another one of them would be nice. Because that
75.
could have been the moment for Luke Humphries.
He probably deserved to win this leg because of the two 180s, but sometimes you don't get what you deserve. Double 18. He loves it here. Double 9. He loves it there too. But that could be an absolute
180.
cracker.
Well, this has been a belter for Dave Chisnall. Dominant. I didn't expect it. I'm the biggest fan of Luke Humphries, and
140.
just think he's just a cracking player, but this man has just been outstanding.
Very safe 16. Leaves the bullseye.
40.
Oh, David. Just the slightest of chance here. Well, he's going to get a dart at a double. That dart is double 16.
Game shot.
Welcome back. Luke Humphries, 7-3, still in Chizzy's hands. Dave Chisnall hits the winning double after match darts for Jim Williams. I said then, it's moments like that where you think it's your day.
180.
But since then, the afterburners have gone on, and the ceiling he can reach, he's doing. That's his 8th maximum in this final.
140.
It's all about Dave Chisnall.
And he could end it with a 10-darter. 9 180s.
$83.
Double 10 to seal the victory. Surely now.
10.
My fault, Dan. Was to put the mic down there. That's
you
how
did turn the
confident.
mic off.
180.
Now it's up to you, Chizzy. No more chances.
Well, it's a nice way to end if Humphries does bow out. He's put his... I thought he was going to put his darts down then. He's going to go straight at it. Dominance from Dave Chisnall at the Metrodome. And Luke Humphries must be sick of the sight of Chiz